pilot for today, Sean Seizure Lynch.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another flight with 20-minute hop. I am Sean, and it has been a very, very, very long time since we took to the skies in this mission to get from Oklahoma up to Alaska. Where we last left off, we were in Menomonee, Michigan, back in 2021. A little bit last year, towards the end of the year, I actually did try to get 20-minute hop going again, and this actually is going to be a reshoot of the flight that I did November 16th from Menominee, Michigan up to Escanaba, Michigan. I ran into a little bit of technical difficulties. Unfortunately, the sound did not record the way that I wanted it to, and so we are going to be running this flight. I actually set the time back for November 16th, and we will carry this out in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Extremely excited to get back into this. Of course, it's a battle doing editing and things when you're doing video work, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and there's a part of me where I just want to do this for myself. It's fun, and I just really, really, really enjoy it. I'm not going to get too wrapped up into having things the way that they were, where I was doing a lot of special effects and editing and things like that, because I haven't done this in a long time. And so I just want to slowly get back into it and really more get quantity over quality, just really get the airplane moving again as we're coming into almost the middle of February now, 2023. And just looking forward to getting this going here. So let's bring up our briefing and we'll talk about what we are doing here. Like I said, this is simulated 16 November 2022, flying from Menominee, Michigan up to Escanaba. Distance of 43 miles, should take around 17 minutes. I've got the information for Menomonee. The only thing I did not put in there is the runway information, but field elevation and radio frequencies are correct, and correct out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So if you are using real-world data to fly your flight and accessing current aeronautical charts, some of the frequencies in Microsoft Flight Simulator might not match. So the biggest thing is when you're doing your world view and setting the aircraft to Microsoft Flight Simulator, you want to go into those airport details and then do frequencies, just so you make sure that you have the right ATIS or ASOS, that you have the right control tower or common traffic advisory frequency, and then also you want to make sure that you have the right ILS frequencies as well. And of course, one thing that's really great about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is that they are updating it with the real AIRAC cycle, which AIRAC is the data that comes for aeronautical publications, 28-day cycle. So every 28 days, there are new updates that get pushed worldwide, and Microsoft Flight Simulator has been doing a good job of keeping up with that. However, sometimes you will find errors, so just quality check, QC your information, make sure that you have the right stuff for the simulator, so that you can fly accurately and fly with what you're expecting. Alright, here we are inside the aircraft, and we are going to get things started up. I'm going to check fuel and make sure that we are good to go there. Alright, so gas is good. We got full 80 gallons. That'll be more than enough to get up to Escanaba. And let's get the engine start checklist going here. Seats positioned for takeoff, rudder pedals adjust, seat belts and shoulder harness fastened and adjusted, parking brake is set. Left circuit breakers are all in. Alternate static air source. It is normal. Subpanel switches off and beacon on. Landing gear handle is down. Throttle is closed. Mixture to full rich. Cowl flaps are open. Flaps are up. Flaps are up. Avionics circuit breakers are in. Fuel selector on the right. LT switch. Call that armed. Battery system check is complete. Batteries 1 and 2 on. Alternators 1 and 2 on. PFD is in reversionary mode. I don't see TOS system test. No big deal. Alerts are sensible. Fuel quantity gallons. That is good. The fuel pump. Starting engine on battery. Throttle full open. Propeller high RPM, mixture full rich. Fuel pump high. And fuel flow 2.7, fuel pump off. Throttle closed and the 1/2 inch. Magneto start switch. Clear prop. Clear on the left and clear on the right. A good start. Throttle is good. Log start time. And start time was, just call it 22:16. Nav lights on. Before taxi, throttle is 1,000 to 1,200. Oil temperature and pressure are good. Avionics master on. Engine gauges are in the green. Air conditioner, not. Autopilot pre-flight. Press enter to continue. Displayed in normal mode. AHRs are aligned. Alternator 1 and 2. Alternator 1. Alternators are functioning. Plus 1 and 2 voltages are in the green. MFD. Engine and system. Plus 1 is good, and plus 2 is 0.1 high. Alerts and messages. Buses are tied. Lights are on. Avionics as required. No tasks. And just jumping through these right here. The inbound thermometer is set. Taxi light on and brakes release. And check. Brake check on the left and brake check on the right. Sauce 1, 2, and 4, 5. Alright, based on our winds, we are going to taxi out to runway 32. on the ramp here. We'll make a left on Bravo, taxi up to 32, do our run up, and then ready for departure. And one thing about flying in November in Wisconsin and Michigan, it gets dark pretty early around here, so, and I killed a lot of time because I need to do a little bit of configuration. So this is going to turn into almost a night flight here. This will be a good place to do the run up. Alright, total the brakes. Parking brakes set. Alright, taxi light off, parking brake set, seatbelt, shoulder harness set, engine instruments are in the limits, flight instruments check. Fuel elevation 625. And heading will be 032, 323, or Escanaba, frequency 122.8, 121425, throttle 1700. Exercise the prop. No more than 300 RPM drop. There's one. There's two. There's three. Make check. Individually should not exceed 50. Maximum drop should not exceed 150. So in between it's 50 and no more than 150 aside. There's the left. Back to both. Right. elevator 2 and bus time. Throttle with 2000. And bolts are good. Alright, throttle 1000. Standby attitude is erect. Standby battery not necessary. Standby power LED. Take elevator trim. Is functioning. I want to be 3 up. Alright, I don't have left and right segment. Autopilot disconnect switch. Trim is set. Ailerons neutral. Aileron trim is neutral. Aileron trim is neutral. Elevator trim nose up. Actually, we're gonna go 6 up since it's just me. Set for takeoff. Flight control check. Boxing them out. Come up to meet me on the left. Come up to meet me on the right. Doors into secure. Cabin door lock indicator. Non-functioning door, so we're good there. Auxiliary fuel pump is off. Alerts and messages extinguished. PFD altitude and heading normal. GPS position is valid. Standby attitude indicator erect and normal. Parking brake release. Taxi light. Brakes off. Coming up to the whole short.
Approaching runway 32.
Okay, taxi light off. Strobes on. Torpedo heat and prop de-ice on. Air conditioning off. Flaps are up. Transponder. Rotation speed is 73 knots. Takeoff will be full power, 2700. Bus's tide should be extinguished. Brakes release. Instrument check for manifold pressure, RPM, fuel flow, oil temperature. Rotating at 73. Landing gear retract and flaps up. And climb out will be 2700 RPM. And airspeed will be 100 knots. Engine failure on the ground, throttle closed, braking as required, fuel selector off, magnetos off, battery 1 and 2, alternator off. Engine failure in flight, airspeed 85, immediately after takeoff, we have sufficient altitude, then 110, towards to the most probable landing site, air conditioning off, fuel selector fullest tank. Other tank, magnetos to both, auxiliary fuel pump to high, mixture full, rich, then lean as required. Engine does not start. Fuel pump off, mixture full, rich, magnetos, check left, right, then both, alternate air key handle, full and release. And that's only if we cross 700 feet AGL. In the event that we don't have 700 AGL, we're going to just secure the aircraft and look for an appropriate place to land. If we cross 700 feet AGL, then we'll make a return back to the airport. Anticipating we will not touch down on the runway, but we'll be in the airport environment. Okay, takeoff. Alright. Taxi light, landing light, and floodlight off. Menominee traffic, Bonanza 379, Papa Tango, runway 32, departure to the north, Menomonee.
Approaching runway 32. Entered runway 32, 4,300 feet remaining.
And final is clear. Runway is clear. And holding the brakes. There we go. Bus is tide extinguished. Airspeed's alive. Engine's been seen to green. 73, rotate. Gears coming up. Menominee traffic, Bonanza 379, Papa Tango, right turnout, northbound departure, Menominee. And climb checklist. Power set. Throttle full forward. Propeller 2700. Keep an eye on our altitude. We're got 300 to go. And mixture maintain. Cowl flaps as required. Airspeed good, engine temperature monitor, air conditioning not required, zero fuel pump. One thing I like to do is put my engine instrument or my flight instruments on another monitor, so then I can fly the airplane and have a good view, and then not be blinded by the instrument panel. Alright, close the cowl flaps. Cowl flaps closed, power set, auxiliary fuel pump off, mixture not required. Very nice indeed. And well, if you might have noticed, if you followed 20 Minute Hop in the past, find a different airplane now. Got 379 Papa Tango, and for a long time I was flying 9862 Kilo, which just great airplane, but unfortunately with the default Zobo aircraft there were some inconsistencies and some problems, and a flight I did back in January, actually it iced up so bad with no explanation that I didn't even realize that the wings had iced up. I just thought that my cabin windows had iced up. Couldn't defrost the cabin windows, and the aircraft stalled, and I wound up crashing it. So after that, it was a clear day. There was no reason why the airplane should have iced up like that. So I decided that it's like, okay, I want a fun, realistic flying experience, and I don't want to worry about having the aircraft carrying ice that doesn't exist. And so I decided I would go with the Bonanza Improvement Project 36 Bonanza here, and I downloaded this great skin with the blue and the white paint. So far so good. Really nice flying airplane. Really happy with it. Really like the additional functionality that they've put into the G1000. It's running very nicely. Thanks so much for flying along here. Yeah, it's just all about how far we can get in 20 minutes a day, and it's been a long time. I've actually been doing a lot of flying in Flight Simulator, just haven't been doing that much on the channel. But it's a new year, and one of the things I want to do is do some more of this, because it is really fun, and the world that they've created in Microsoft Flight Simulator, again, is just stunning and unbelievable. And to experience it more, bring anyone along that wants to watch my escapades here. Get the map back. So just crossing Arthur Bay, Once we get near Cedar River here in about a minute, we'll begin our turn for entering the traffic pattern at Escanaba. I am going to do a fuel tank switch. Fuel pump on. We're on the right tank. And now left tank. Fuel pump comes off. And we will check to see if we can hear some Escanaba radio on his side. Okay. Alright. And we got the ASOS set. Get our descent checklist going here. Altimeter set. They are closed. Power is required. Mixture is required. In the green. Flaps is required. And check. And check. Just set fullest tank before descent checklist complete. Before landing checklist. They are set. Position for landing. It's on the fullest. Cowl flaps are closed. Mixture full rich. And landing gear will bring down on the downwind. Landing lights are on. And propeller will be full RPM on the downwind. Good to go there. And it's really, really gorgeous. Alright, airport's in sight. Little ways to go, 15 miles before we begin our turn for the 45 for downwind. Well, I hope you all have been doing all right. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this. Sometimes it's hard to keep this part of the flight lively. But please submit any comments or questions that you have. Let me know if you have any feedback, things that I could do better. Make sure that we are all in the green there. Yep. So while we're approaching the airports, we'll just brief up our altitudes. Traffic patterns 1600 or 1609. 500 foot call out at 1109. 200 foot call out at 809 and a 100 foot call out at 709. Field elevation is 609, and again traffic pattern 1609 feet, and we're going to be doing left traffic for runway 19. So I'll start bringing the power back, and we'll get down to 1609. Delta County traffic, Bonanza 379, Papa Tango is 6 miles to the south. We'll be entering a 45 for 19 left traffic, Delta County. For this portion, I'm going to stow my mirror cast there. One thing for sure, you definitely, if you're using multi-monitor, you definitely want to make sure that your cursor stays in your primary display, because man, Flight Simulator goes crazy if your mouse drifts off to another monitor. Alright, 200 to go. Alright, there's 1640, 1600. It's really beautiful. That's really gorgeous. Delta County traffic, Bonanza 379, Papa Tango, 5 mile 45 for left downwind, runway 19, full stop, Delta County. And I am a little bit low here. Delta County traffic, Bonanza 379, Papa Tango, left downwind, runway 19, full stop, Delta County. First notch of flaps, landing gear coming down. Now it's really pretty down there, Lake Michigan. Runway in sight, coming up on 500 feet. Full flaps. Red, blue, green. Delta County traffic, Bonanza 397 Juliet, Papa Tank. Bonanza 379 Papa Tango, final runway 19, full stop, Delta County. It's right in front of my face there. Airspeed's good, a little bit low. That's kind of weird. Powers to idle. Now we can exit right here. Delta County Traffic Bonanza 379 Papa Tango, clear of runway 19, Delta County. Alright. Time down. After landing. Flaps up. Extra lean. Flaps up. Landing taxi strobe lights off. Trim tabs as required. Buses tied, illuminated, downtime checked. Alright, taxi on Alpha, cross runway 28, right on Bravo, and then left on Bravo 1. And taxi light back on, floodlight out. Coming up on runway 28, we'll hold short here. Clear on the right and clear on the left. Delta County Traffic Bonanza 379 Papa Tango, crossing runway 28 at Alpha, Delta County. The only thing seems that you need quite a bit of breakaway thrust to get the aircraft rolling. But aside from that, I really like this airplane. Alright, coming up on Bravo. Some kind of an, looks like an airline jet there, sitting there. There is a little bit of airline service into Escanaba. There's Bravo 1. our Airbuses and Bonanzas parked together. Don't be a back into me car. Floodlight back on, taxi light off, nav lights off, parking brake set,
Parking brake set. Avionics off. Back key. Verify reversionary mode.
reversionary mode,
Electrical equipment off. Conditioner off.
air's off,
PM. Oxygen cut off.
alright, throttle set, make sure cut off, mags off,
Pulley 1 and 2. Alternator 1 and 2 off. Standby attitude indicator. Check emergency mode. Control locks installed. Switch off installed. Parking brake release.
brakes off,
Box hatch. Mobile 3.
and
Fuel quantity. No.
38 minutes,
Is complete.
and I'll have a look at the fuel real quick here. Took off with 80, and we have 38.2 on the left and 37.32 on the right. And I'm going to make a note of that. Alright, that concludes our flight. Thanks again so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. The next flight that we'll be doing is bouncing back into Wisconsin, a little airport called Ephraim, which is in the Door County Peninsula of Wisconsin. And we'll fly into Ephraim, and then what I'd like to do is actually a couple 2 20-minute flights where we do a little flight around Door County, Wisconsin's Washington Island, and then a 20-minute flight around the Door County Peninsula as well. Very scenic area, very lovely area, very, very popular with tourists in northeastern Wisconsin, and quite lovely from the air. So, alright, well, I'm Sean. Thanks for watching 20-Minute Hop, and I'll catch you on the next one. So long.
We appreciate you flying with us today. If you enjoyed today's 20-Minute Hop, please like, share, and subscribe. Any questions or comments, please post them below and Sean will gladly get back to you. We look forward to seeing you on the next 20-Minute Hop. Until next time, Captain.